Hi everyone, welcome to Homeschool Autism Life. My name is Jamie, and today we've got a couple of exciting things. I'm trying out a new camera phone, so things may be in Technicolor compared to my other videos, and we're trying to beat the sun because we're in Alberta, Canada, and the sun goes down early, so I'm trying to catch it before it reaches up to here. So if you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you are not, thank you for coming back and spending time with me today. So this week's video, I wanted to share a video doing a Plan With Me for Gather Round South America unit. And what is a little bit different about today compared to my Plan With Me Gather Round units that I've done in the past is I filmed the video before I had done any of the lessons. And this week, and it's just the way it worked out with Christmas and New Year's and all of that stuff, that we're going to do this partway through so that you kind of see what it looks like when I am in the process of getting it done. So the first thing that I sit down and do when I plan a video is I try to find all of the things. So what do I mean by that? I look for books, I look for specific read alouds, but also books that my girls can do on theirs. And I don't have a lot of their books because they're using them, but I have the read alouds and the books I assign for my girls. I also have movies and crafts and recipes, and yeah, so that's what I do right away, and I put it on this to-do sheet. So I've got lots of different things to share with you. The other thing that I do is I make a big map, and the point and purpose of the map is for my kids to have an interactive way to kind of solidify in their brains where these countries are. I find just paper doesn't really do it for them. And so if we can use something like this, and I'll see if I can get it in the frame a little bit, so you get an idea, but I always decorate with little pictures. So these pictures I found on Teachers Pay Teachers, I think, or Twinkle, maybe the other one that I did. And so then on this, with this map, I found a website, and I'll try and share it with you. It may or may not work because of the Adobe Flash Player, but I'm hoping they've come up with a way around it. But you can print out a very big map. So this, I think, was 9 sheets. I felt like I could do that just because there wasn't a lot, but for North America, I did just on 4 pages because there's a lot there going on there. But what we do is we find out what the flag looks like, and then I have my girls actually color that flag on the country itself. And so this one we did Chile today, and nobody's been brave enough, so that's mommy's chore to do soon. So, but this is what I use, and then it's always in eye shot. So as we're doing the lesson, as we're going over the different flags, which is in the back of the lesson, they can actually go and reference back to this. And I mean, some of them have Venezuela and Colombia, and some I think we've missed. Oh no, Brazil. So you know, they do put the names on it, but it's not as in your face as I usually prefer. So this is for my girls. So if you are new, I have 2 typical daughters who are younger than our eldest son who has autism. And so what I do for him is different than what I do for the girls. And if you're interested in how I change up a lesson or a unit for Darian, I will leave a link down below to our Africa unit where I talk about how I do the same thing on the map with him. So I will do that. So the next thing is read alouds. What do I want to read aloud to my kids? And so the first thing that we started was Ada's violin, and it was about the recycled orchestra of Paraguay, and we watched a couple of little clips, news clips, like 2020 I think did one. I'll see if I can find a link down below for that as well. But yeah, no, it was a really great just an idea of learning music and learning lessons, but also being thankful for what they have, because they don't have instruments that were kind of hobbled together of pieces that people have discarded. A bass made out of an oil drum, that sort of thing. So it's a really good book. I really recommend it. And it was a quick read. I think 2 or 3 days is all we took on this, but it was really awesome. So the next book that we read was Who Was Charles Darwin? And I love these Who Was books because they're short and sweet, and they have, some very interesting facts and figures and all of that kind of stuff. But with this one, I did want to give a warning that they do speak as though the theory of evolution is fact. And then the next thing that we did, or we're working through right now, is The Incredible Yet True Adventures of Alexander von Humboldt. And we're going to be reading this over the course of a couple of lessons, because he did do a huge stop in South America, but he also did trips in the Caribbean and North America. So that's something that, I may pause and come back to when we get to North America unit, which is coming up May. I think I'm doing it in May. So another thing that I try to do is, my girls are very visual, and so I do try to do a lot of movies and videos. And at first I was like, I'm not going to be able to find a lot. So some of the fun ones is things like Rio 2. We haven't watched that yet, so I can't explain whether or not I found them to be really good, but other people have suggested it for me. Emperor's New Groove is always a hit in our house. Some of the humor is maybe not PC for today, but back then it was absolutely acceptable. So that was one of the things. We've watched The Most Dangerous Ways to School, Peru and Colombia. There's 2 videos which are within South America. There's a video, if you have Amazon Prime, they have, oh, you're going to fall, Tintin episodes that kind of are around, I think Peru, if I remember correctly. So you kind of have to pick and choose. We are watching the IMAX Galapagos for Ecuador. And then I wanted to share these. Now, I don't know if you can find these. My husband bought these. Before we even had kids, my husband and I really enjoyed Digging for the Truth. Let me see if I can, Digging for the Truth. Now, they have 2 seasons or 3 seasons, but 2 out in pack sets that my husband bought. So I'm not sure if you can find it anywhere, but they have lots of different ones. I think these ones, the Nazca lines that are in southern Peru, and Easter Island, which is the lesson that we did today. Let me see. Yeah, Most Dangerous Ways to School. And I was told to look up Jungle to Jungle by Tim Allen. I'll have to look that up. And Right Now Media had a cartoon about the Jim Elliot story. I kept the crafts very, very minimal. I found that especially my middle child, she tends to get very, very frustrated very easily with crafting and stuff like that, and so I've pulled back a bit. But we are doing a diorama, and maybe I will take a picture as like the picture card for this video. But she gets really frustrated, so I have to do them in short little steps or little bites, and then she does really well. Recipes. We did buy the recipe book for South America and Africa, and any of the continent ones I buy the recipe book for. So we did try rapas. I can't roll my R's even though I am mostly Dutch. I'm half Dutch and I cannot roll my R's. Bad, Jamie. But yeah, they tried those and they didn't really like those. So right now we're taking a break on the recipe book, but hopefully we'll get back into that soon. So what did I assign my girls? And let me just pause and see if I can find the girls. So I'm back. I have found it after much searching around. I have found it. So my daughter really likes survival stories and stuff, and so there is a big chunk that she is reading out of this book for a jungle survival story. She is also, because it was only a chunk of this book and she is a ferocious reader, I have the what do you call it, the What is the Amazon Jungle, so same book story, but she's got it somewhere that I couldn't find. So she has the What is the Amazon Jungle that she's reading, and so she will pick either one of those two stories to write her book report on, but I wanted her to read something a little bit more than just a clip of the book. And then for my daughter, Ceana, who has struggled to read but is doing much better after eye therapy, I will link down in the video description a video about eye therapy and what all that is in case you're interested. But she struggled so hard to read and write, and we found out that she needed eye therapy, after which she is doing so good that she is on level 4, and I am super excited. Now the only thing that frustrates her a little bit is names. And they frustrate me too because I never know how to pronounce them. But that is what she is going to read and do her book report on. So what other books do I have just in our library? So one of the things I'd like to do when we're doing our read aloud is have a coloring book so that it keeps their attention and they stay a little bit more focused. And so this is that. I have The Dancing Turtle, a folklore from Brazil. Up and Down the Andes, there we go, Peruvian fairy folktale. And then The Great Copac Tree and A Tale from the Amazon Rainforest. Then I have a Galapagos Island picture book with all the animals. Our Planet. Now this one, I will say, this one does have a lot of millions of years and evolution stuff, so I do kind of pick and choose what I share with them, or I tell them all about it, but we have discussions about it. I just don't leave this out for them to glean information as fact, because it is written as fact. And then 100 Facts of the Rainforests and Rainforest Explorer. So this one I am really loving, but I'm going to save at the back of the book. There's a diorama, and I am saving that for Mr. Darian because he is not a huge craft guy. So this is already done for me. Most of these books I found on bookoutlet.ca. If you are from the United States, there's a bookoutlet.com. Now they do not have, like, it's not like they replenish the supply after it's sold out, so I always go in there with a completely open mind to see what I can find, and I'm always super pumped and excited. Some of the books I did get from Amazon because I really wanted this book or that book. So I hope that this has been helpful. I am loving South America and just learning about people and places that I didn't really know. Easter Island, for instance, I thought was a, Southeast Asia island, not around South America. So I'm really pumped and excited to learn just even those types of things. So I hope this has been helpful. I hope you are enjoying your homeschool day. May you be blessed in your homeschools, and thank you for spending time with me. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.